today's topic, because I know I've got a lot of colleagues, a lot of friends in the industry, a lot of entrepreneur friends that are wondering what are the things that I should really be concentrating on for 2026 as it relates to my marketing that I should be starting to double down on like now. And so this has been a very top of mind topic for several weeks now. We started planning for 2026 in October. I hope that you have started planning for 2026 because I do want to stress that what you do now is actually going to show up in the next 60 to 90 days. So super, super important. Welcome. My name is Gina Tassinelli. I'm the owner and founder of Hype Media and Stylishly Branded. And we work with high-level experts, corporate brands, consultants, coaches to really help you be the category of one go-to solution to premium clients leveraging the online space. And what I'm going to share with you today are some of the things that we have been really doubling down on. Honestly, we started earlier this year. Some of these things I've been doing for like 7 to 8 years, but we are going to be full force in 2026, starting now, to implement these, not just for myself, but also for our clients, because we are seeing that they're not going away. They are growing. And there are things that maybe you have been still doing since 2023, maybe 2024, and they're not going to be working in 2026. And they most likely weren't working in 2025 either. Okay. So we have seen a massive shift. I'm sure that you have. Old strategies barely work now and they're done. And I will tell you, I am not one about trends, and you're going to notice because some of the strategies that I'm going to talk to you about, they're not trending. They're just getting even like more important for your business because of the way that the market has shifted. And so the businesses that are thriving right now, including mine, a lot of our clients doing these same things, they're not relying on complicated funnels and trendy tactics, right? So we're focused on systems that connect visibility, relationships, and revenue, because if not, then what's the point? And that is what this training is all about today. So I want to show you, like I said, the things that we're going to be doubling down on. We've already started now in 2025, but 100% going into 2026, what's actually working in real time and how to start setting up yourself or maybe your clients if you handle marketing for clients so that you can create predictable revenue. That's what we want. Predictable revenue through what I call creating your very own visibility to profits system. So many people right now, maybe it's you don't have a marketing problem. What you most likely have is a sales pipeline problem because you're relying on just posting, hoping that engagement, like you're literally crossing your fingers, praying, please have that person reach out to me from that post. But you're hoping that engagement is going to turn into clients, or maybe you're waiting for people to DM you and then magically convert. And typically what's happening is you don't have a system. You just have a bunch of chaos, right? You're kind of all over the place. And I know because I was there. Okay. So what we're doing now across all platforms that I'm visible on is giving both me, but also my clients predictable sales every single week by creating this visibility to profit system. So one of the ways that we're doing that, and this is where you definitely want to take out your notes. So first thing is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such an underutilized platform still. And I'm telling you, we're having so much fun over there. We are creating new connections, building relationships. And if you are not on LinkedIn just yet, you want to start getting over there. Okay. It's not just about posting over there. I'm going to say that really about any of these platforms. It's not just about posting. We got to remember that. It's about creating a cadence for yourself where you are posting, right? You're putting content out there because those are like little breadcrumbs to get people to know, like, and trust you. But that is going to create connection, which then creates messaging, and then it creates higher authority for you. Okay. So we want people to see you as a resource, but we want to activate them, right? So what we're doing over there is I'm going to walk you through like my exact steps. We are building genuine connections. We are connecting with new people every single day. Okay. On LinkedIn, I believe that you're allowed to connect with 100 people per week, meaning you're allowed to request 100 connections per week. Okay. Okay. Now I will say we're using Sales Navigator, which has been really awesome because you can get very detailed on the type of person over on LinkedIn that you want to connect with. And that's for a whole other training, but I highly recommend Sales Navigator. Okay. So every single week we're increasing the number of connection requests that we're doing over there. But the key is that when someone accepts that connection, I am not pitching them. Okay. I am simply sending them a message that says something to the effect of, hey, thank you so much for the connection. Looking forward to following you here on LinkedIn. That is it. No links, no agenda. It is just a human connection. Okay. So I connect, like I send the connection request. They accept the connection request. When I send that connection request, I do not send a note. Okay. I'm giving you some like really high level internal insights here, but I do not send a note. That's not the thing anymore. It used to be a thing. It's not the thing anymore. All right. Once they accept that connection request, and by the way, we're tracking every single person that we are sending connection requests to and that are accepting the connection requests. And then I send them that welcome message. Then when they respond, because typically people do, they're going to say like, hey, same here. Okay. It's very typical. When they respond is when I then start a conversation. It is intentional, right? So I really want to offer people that I connect with in all of my communities on all different platforms a free tool. And one of my favorite free tools that we have right now, we have tons of them, but if you have not grabbed my Impact Video Creator GPT, this thing is magical. It writes high converting hooks, headlines. It gives you video scripts, topics for those video scripts, short form, long form. Literally, it does this within seconds. That is something that I will offer once they respond to my welcome message. I'll say, hey, so not sure what your marketing looks like right now. If you're trying to get better results from video marketing or you want to start doing video marketing, I have a great free tool that I'm happy to share here because you're part of my LinkedIn community. Would you like it? So I ask for permission first. If they say yes, then I send it to them. If they say no, I say, okay, that's cool. No worries. Feel free to come back to me if you decide that you want to get better at video. Okay. And then I will come back to them at some point with something else because I am following them. I am paying attention to what it is they're putting out there. All right. Okay. So the first part is increasing your daily connections, sending the welcome message, and then sending out, giving them, offering some sort of tool. Okay. Or free resource. The third thing that we're doing over on LinkedIn that's really, really cool, and I highly encourage anyone to do this, it's over there, is create a LinkedIn newsletter for yourself and then publish a weekly article within that newsletter. Here's what happens. Number one, this really steps up your authority on LinkedIn because you are writing, you're giving value in a long form piece of content. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, when you create a newsletter, LinkedIn automatically invites your connections to subscribe to your newsletter. You don't have to do anything. They automatically do it. Okay. So if you have 2,000 connections over on LinkedIn, you could easily have 200 to 500 new subscribers to a newsletter. Okay. Then the other really cool thing about LinkedIn newsletters is that every time you publish a new article under your newsletter, LinkedIn sends that article to all of your subscribers via email. Not only it shows up as a post on your feed in LinkedIn, but they also send it to every subscriber's email. And guess where those emails are landing? They're landing in the inbox, not in junk or promo, because LinkedIn is a highly verified email address. So that is amazing. Those are the things that we are doubling down on, starting now over on LinkedIn. Okay. Next one, Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to talk about both. And honestly, what I shared about connections over on LinkedIn, same thing over on Facebook. Now, on Facebook and Instagram, we are doubling down on DMs. Okay. Every time I get a new follower, every time somebody new comments on a post of mine, I am sending them a hello. Hey, thanks so much for following me here over on Instagram. And I'm not saying, I love to learn a little bit more about you. Can you tell me more about you? No, I'm not saying that because people don't have time. I am just thanking them as a real human for following me, for being a part of my community on those platforms. Okay. And then I will get into it. When they respond, I will then offer them my magical video GPT tool. Okay. So that's what we're doing over there. The second thing I will say on Facebook, now this is not something that I encourage just anyone and everyone to do, but I am personally posting more on Facebook. The algorithm on Facebook has changed recently. It is amazing if you are really using it as not just a content dumper, but as somebody who's engaging with other people. So I am posting more content over here on Facebook, but I am also reaching out to more people over here on Facebook. And again, sending those hellos and connecting with more people. Okay. But more posts is actually working on Facebook. Now, if you have the capacity for it, do it. It doesn't have to be like a super thought through post. The idea here is to post a little bit more than you would in other places. Like LinkedIn, I just post once a day. You don't want to do more than once a day actually over there. At least that's what I'm understanding about the algorithm over there. On Instagram, yeah, absolutely. You can post more than once a day. But on Facebook, it could literally be a one-liner, something that you're just thinking about, an experience that you just had with a client. I mean, it doesn't have to be super crazy and planned out. Okay. You don't have to overanalyze it at all. But more posts is actually working over on Facebook. And I'm being more specific to my personal profile because that's where you're going to get more engagement. Okay. The other thing that we're doing with Meta is this really hasn't stopped, not for me personally, but I'm also really talking to my clients about this, is that we are doubling down on our Facebook and Instagram ads. And I don't mean doubling down in budget. I'm just talking about really paying more attention to our strategy over there. I am a Meta ads agency. So I have been running ads for myself and for clients for at least 10 years. And I love running ads. It's like therapy for me when I can get into someone's ads manager or mine and like figure out the whole strategy and then put all those puzzle pieces together and get it done, right? So for myself and my clients, I run a $5 a day ad campaign, or it's really a $5 a day per audience ad campaign that I run that's bringing in high quality leads to myself and to our clients, people that are ready to talk with me, to talk with my clients, to see how we can better serve them and help them solve their problems, right? For me, it's going to be marketing, all things marketing. For other clients, it's, perimenopause. So it just depends on what it is that you're selling, but those are working really well. And this starts to fill your sales pipeline. Remember, it's all about visibility to moving people through a system, through an experience, through a pipeline to make a bigger impact, both in their life, their business, whatever it is, but also with your revenue. Okay. All right. So those are the things that are happening over there. Third thing is a Kickstarter offer. Okay. This has been a game changer for me. I've learned this throughout the last few years, really with a few different mentors, but people, they want to try you before they actually completely jump into buy, right? So there's like a try before you buy psychology. It's stronger now than ever because people are more savvy. People have been burned. People, they want to feel really certain that you are their person. And so we personally have been talking more about our Ignite Your Influence business vault, which is a low investment entry business marketing lab. It's literally less than $7 a day to be inside of there with us, right? This is where we work with entrepreneurs live in real time on a monthly basis on Zoom to help you implement real strategies and to do it with you. You're not doing things on your own. You're not, being thrown into online platform full of recorded courses and hoping that you can get it on your own. We actually do live implementation with you. It's very hands-on for just $197 a month with no commitment, no contract. So that's something that we're talking more about because we're finding for many people, it's just a more comfortable space right now to jump into than to invest higher level. Now, here's what I'm also finding. Many people within a few weeks, they're like, you know what? No, I want you guys to do this for us. I want you to do my content creation. I want you to do our copywriting. I want you to do our video editing. I want you to do our lead generation process. I want you to plug in a social seller into my system. And so they're coming in to get a really good feel of what it's like to work with myself and my team, but then they're requesting more. And you can do the same thing inside of your own business. Okay. So that's number 3. The fourth thing that we are doubling down on, which I've already touched on a little bit, but I want to really talk about it more because it's really important. And this is where things fall flat for many entrepreneurs, is intentional outreach across every single platform. For me, it's going to be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I am over there on TikTok, but honestly, I don't pay attention to what's happening over there. It's just because my team said that I should be on TikTok. So I'm there, but we are being super proactive with our outreach. And this doesn't mean spamming people. Okay. What it means is looking through your audience, identifying who's engaging, and then starting human value-based conversations. It means just being a real freaking human, which so many people online forget to do. But this can make or break your monthly goals when it comes to your revenue. So I had a client, this was a really hard thing for her to do. She felt like she was bothering people when she would DM them, all of these things that crossed your mind, right? I don't want to sound like car salesman. I've already messaged her once before and she never got back to me, things like that, right? We all think of those. Well, during one of our calls, I said, right now, we are going to reach out to these 5 people right now. I don't care how many times you've reached out to them already. She had only reached out to them once. Okay. This was probably about 3 to 4 days after that first initial reach out. And these are people that had already raised their hands on a post that we worked on with her, that they wanted more info on an in-person event that she was having, but they were not getting back to her. So she kind of quit reaching out to them. And I was like, absolutely not. You have to understand, people nowadays, they need at least 11 touch points with you before they make a move. You've only done one. We're not even halfway there. So she sent another message, and within 24 hours, one of them bought into her in-person event $3,000. That's it. So we have to remember that people forget about us, especially if you're not doing all these different touch points, right? Someone messaged me yesterday. I was in my kids' school pickup line. I saw the message. I had all intention of getting back to her, but I got back to my home office. I got distracted. I got on a call. Then I took my son to physical therapist. By the end of the day, I completely forgot about it. So she messaged me again. And I was like, thank you so much for reminding me because I really forgot. So we have to remember that. And so if you're going to be waiting on engagement to turn that into clients, that's not a strategy. Okay. Again, this is not about spamming people. This is about building relationships and starting the right conversations. The 5th thing that we're doing is that we are jumping all in on live video. Now, I have been doing live video now for about 7 or 8 years, really refined. Last I counted, I surpassed 1,500 live streams. So I'm going to continue to do live video. It is, for me, it's not a trend. It is something that I am going to continue to do because I know that is where I am building my personal brand. That is where you are able to get to know, like, and trust me. You get to hear my voice, see my face, see that I talk with my hands, it's just raw, it's real. Okay. And I encourage all of you to jump on live stream. We teach inside of our program, and we also get hired by many high-level experts, many that you probably follow, to produce their live stream shows because it works on a weekly basis. So what I suggest is, number 1, grab my magical video GPT because it will write out your scripts for you. Okay. So you can't say, I don't know what to say. I don't have anything to say. You will once you grab this thing. It's free. Say the word video. I will send it to you. That's number 1 if you don't have that. Secondly, block out a time for yourself every single week, same day of the week, same time. All you need is 15 minutes. If you do this on a consistent basis, this has a compounding effect. And I am telling you, this is one of the fastest ways to build a personal brand online is to show your face. Okay. I know people are loving faceless reels and AI videos. That is not going to build deep connection with your audience, especially when you are working with clients that are paying a much higher transformation and investment to working with you. Okay. The other reason is that a live video, like what I'm doing today, it serves as an anchor piece of content to everything else that you're doing content wise. So this video is actually going to be converted into a LinkedIn article. It's also going to be repurposed over on YouTube. We're also going to chop it up into smaller bite-sized pieces for reels. These are the kinds of things that we also help you with inside of our vault, and we show you how to do, but we can also do for you if you decide that that's a better route for you, right? So there is a purpose to everything that we do online. Okay. All right. The last thing is AI systems that support your business. So AI, we've been using as a marketing agency for years, for content and for other things, content creation, ideas, research, things like that. We use AI not to replace people on our team, but to simplify everything that we're doing. Now, when it comes to content creation, here's what I want to say about that. You have to learn how to use AI really intentionally and give it as much information as you can about yourself or about your client or business, however you're using it, in order for it to work properly for you. So if you want it to sound like robotic, you have to stop feeding it garbage because it's just going to give you garbage. Okay. And this is actually when you start working with us, whether on a done for you level or done with you capacity inside of our programs, we actually help you build out a brand creative brief, which is what we give to your chat GPT in order for it to actually convert into content that you actually want to put out there. Okay. The other thing I would say is don't copy and paste from chat to your whatever platform you're posting on. Okay. But other ways that we are using AI to automate our follow-up system, our reports, to speed up research. I mentioned content creation to analyze real data. There are so many ways to use it in that regard as well. So these are systems that are helping us. They're helping our clients to do things in less time without losing that human element that's really going to drive the conversions, right? So 2026 for us and hopefully for you, it's about combining that human connection with smart systems so that you can be more sustainable with what you're doing. Okay. So everything I shared ties back to the same framework that I've been talking about forever. A visibility to profits system. It is the backbone of what we teach inside of our Ignite Your Influence programs. It's what we build for our Done For You clients at Hype Media. It's what you should be building within your own business, a system that takes any of this visibility that you're putting out there and it moves people through an experience to get them to know, like, and trust you, to want to buy from you, or maybe to make a decision that no, you're not the right person. That's okay too. Okay. So hope this was helpful. All right. See you then. Bye.